What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on? Oh, don't mind my hair, girl. I just took it down and had to breathe. But I honestly, y'all know if I'm not reviewing the show and then I pop on here, obviously, and to talk about it, especially in the middle of the season. I don't even know if this is the middle of the season, what episode this is. Well, it is episode 7, so I don't know how many more episodes we got of this. But y'all know when I pop up in the middle of a show and I haven't been talking about it, like giving individual reviews, obviously something is irritating me about the whole show. And that's what's going on with Black Ink Compton. Honestly, let's just have this discussion, okay? Let's just go there. The whole Black Ink franchise, when it first started off, it was cool because it was a different concept, of the fact that it was showing black people doing tattoos, and we know that there's not that many black people, dominating the tattoo field. It's predominantly white, and other. But to see that, I thought that was like, that was crazy. That was some good shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I have to support. I have to support. I want to put all my support behind it. And a part of me still feels that way. And that's the reason why I still watch a couple of other franchises or parts of the franchises that I don't review. At this point, we have the original Black Ink Crew New York. We have Black Ink Crew Chicago. And down we have Black Ink Crew Compton. I was so heavy on Black Ink Crew New York because it was so authentic. I ain't seen no shit like that. I mean, it was on VH1. We had Love and Hip Hop. That was something. And then we followed that up with Black Ink Crew New York. And that was a different dynamic, but somewhat similar. But it was intriguing. It was hitting all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was fun to watch. You had your drama, you had your funness, and you had your seriousness and everything. But with Black Ink Crew New York, it jumped the shark a few years ago. Or I should say a couple of seasons ago, a few seasons ago. And things just kind of like got real fake on there. And it came to a point where I could actually see where this is like scripted and this is dumb. Like, y'all ain't really doing this shit. Okay. And it just didn't come off real. So therefore, I just really wasn't here for a lot of the dumb shit. And I like my little ratchet TVs. I like my little get on this a little bit like that and a little bit of drama and all this stuff. But when it makes sense and when it's fun, not when it's just so unbelievably fake or whatever and you're just doing this for views. That's what it seemed like with Black Ink New York. I will say though, since it's been back for the rest of this part of this season, it has been okay. It's been cool for what it is. Honestly, it has been. I don't really have that much negativity to say about it. Um, the whole, situation with Caesar and his daughter, that whole thing is fucked up and he fucked that up himself. I recently saw him up in the comments of somebody on one of these blogs and basically saying, I think it was Scrappy's daughter, it was her birthday or something and she was getting a car and somebody tagged him in it and said something and he about his daughter, this what, he should do for his daughter. And he was basically like, the daughter disrespectful as shit, she ain't never getting shit and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here like, you already complaining about the fact you getting on this show complaining about the fact people coming in your comments, your baby mama talking shit about you, the daughter not talking to you, the relationship is messed up, but yet you gonna continue to further mess it up by doing this. I said people just don't learn from their own mistakes and just get into their own ways. I just said, you know what, fuck that whole situation. If the daughter don't ever talk to Caesar, the daughter don't ever talk to Caesar, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. It all started with that girlfriend. That girlfriend, her putting that girl on blast and you sticking up for her for whatever went down, which I believe the daughter, okay? But see, you didn't cuss her out in the last episode. He didn't cuss her out and tried to make it seem like she just so emotionally not available or nobody's there for him and all this stuff. And it's always about him. Caesar is a me type of person. You too damn old to be that fucking it's all about me. It's all about me. What have you done for me? I was doing this and I was doing that. You don't do that. I mean, the lady is asking for emotional support. You all up here talking about providing, okay? That's all you can do, financial and shit. That's not what a relationship makes, okay? And it's a give and take. And y'all both got to be on the same page, and obviously you're not. I don't care about that because I didn't like her after she did what she did, fake ass Megan Thee Stallion. She do give me Megan Thee Stallion tease, and I wanted to like her, bitch. But when you put that shit out there, cause you kind of fan, girl, Miss Suzette, you kind of fan. But when you did that shit with his daughter, I just said no, ma'am. That's some disrespectful ass shit. You ain't even a fucking wife. Stay in the goddamn girlfriend place, and you probably ain't even that no more. Moving on from that, we got Black Ink Chicago. That's cool or whatever. And we got a lot of prima donnas on there. Ryan is head prima donna. And y'all know I done cussed him out here and there. And the reason why I continue to review that show is because it's a few people on there that I actually do truly like. And it's Chicago. It's Chicago. And I know it has some moments where I can tell that, this kind of look like it a little bit scripted, a little bit fake. But it's not so much as it was on Black Ink New York. Okay? So I can stomach it a little bit better, But moving on from that, the main reason why I wanted to get on here and talk about, actually just do this video, is because I'm just truly disgusted at Black Ink Compton. And if you know me, like when Black Ink Compton came on, I believe it was in 2019 or whatever, whenever the first season came on, because this is only season 2. In its inception, I gave it a chance because, again, it's part of the Black Ink franchise. I was reviewing all of the Black Inks and, Black people. I loved it. It was a different feel because we're off the East Coast, we out the Midwest. So now let's go to the West Coast and let's see how they rock. The whole concept of trying to be the first Black-owned tattoo shop and black tattoo shop period in Compton. That was like, wow. So they ain't got no tattoo shop out there. And the reasoning why, because it may bring violence and all this other negativity. That's the reason why that they didn't have it. And KP, was trying to break the mold of that. And I was like, oh, okay, so I like that concept. Trying to be the first, trying to do something for his family. Kyla Pratt, I don't know if she's still with him. And honestly, after looking at this show this season and seeing the way that he's acting, I just don't see how somebody can be in a serious relationship with him, because he's just as much of a woman as, and I hate to say it like that because I don't want to come off transphobic or whatever, but he's a bitch. I'm sorry, because I'm not transphobic and I don't want to offend, because, people can be a little bit sensitive, and I'm all here about being, sensitive to people's needs and stuff. But let me just rephrase that. He's a bitch. He's a bitch, okay? And a bitch can be a man or a woman, okay? And he's a straight up bitch, And it's so disappointing to see this go down the way that it has. Season 1, I was so into it, hearing Voodoo's story, because at one point I really thought Voodoo's story was fake as fuck, but then I realized that she was telling the truth about the fact that she was raised in the cult, especially after we seen her family. I said, oh, that's some real shit. That's some real shit. And then I just wanted to see more about her storyline, that fascinated me. And then on this season, she found her dad, her actual biological dad, because she was being raised by her stepdad, who was, being this cult-like person or whatever, according to her, sending them Bibles and shit like that, all the abuse and mental abuse, physical abuse, and all that shit that she went through as a kid, brainwashing and everything. And then kind of find out, she said that the stepdad was telling her that the daddy didn't want her, the daddy had abused her sexually or whatever, something like that, and that he just left her. Come to find out, none of that ever happened, and the mama took her from him, and he was trying to find her. So I like the fact that they reconnected. That was one of the most positive things about this whole show so far on this season. We get from that, and then we get this whole situation with, Barbie, him falling out with Barbie, him falling out with Nessie. Him and Nessie always bumped heads from season 1. They always bumped heads because Nessie was the type of person that is not going to take no shit, all right? And she's going to be with her homeboy Lemire, but she wasn't being like, I'm Team Lemire, I'm Team Lemire. But she was just like, if you respect me, I'm going to respect you. And it's so disappointing because Most of this stems from what we saw and from what I'm gathering, because the season is not all the way over with yet. Next week they talking about something that happened on a trip on Mexico, going to Mexico or whatever, that kind of divided the group or whatever, that causes some of the dissension or whatever. But that happened in 2020, or 2022, whatever fucking it is. Either way, it's unair footage because they were filming, but they never got it out because of the pandemic. So we never got the season when we were supposed to, and there's a lot of unair footage. But what disgusts me about this season is the complete 180 that is going on between season 1 and season 2. KP, Tim has always came off as a little bit harsher than KP in his stance with people, and I never liked that. It was like he had to be his backbone. He had to be his speaking point, his mouthpiece or whatever. And he just comes off real negative, okay? He don't know how to speak to people, especially women. And that's the main reason why I'm talking about this right now, because KP was cool. KP was cool. I was drawn to him. Again, the Kyla Pratt factor. I was like, that's her man, and we like Kyla. So, of course, we saw her in season 1. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I give him a chance or whatever. So, he'd be cool. She like him, so maybe we'll like him. Girl, I liked him in season 1. All of a sudden, season 2 get here, and he turned into the bitches of all the bitches. Okay? Him and Tim. All because, from what I've seen, during the pandemic, before when the shows was taking off, and they were slowly trying to put the shows back on, VH1 was doing these little specials, like going back over all the Black Inks, going back over all the Love and Hip Hops or whatever. And then that's when we get Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. And on one of those specials or whatever, they was talking about Black Ink Compton. They did like some type of little reunion or whatever to catch up. And I guess they asked who has the business sense, or who has the better business sense, or something like that, between Lemire and KP, because the drama started between Lemire and KP. It was like the battle of the egos. That's what was going on. But it was more so on KP's side. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that his ego was completely out of control, and we see that in this season so far. Basically, people that, been under his tutelage or whatever, they was just saying, when it comes to business, I think that, Lemire can run a shop a little bit better than KP. And Barbie agreed with that. I think Nessie agreed with that. Voodoo agreed with that. So everybody who agreed with that, now KP got it out for him. And my whole thing is, why are you so upset? If somebody is saying... I understand that it stings a little bit for somebody to say, this is somebody that you've been working with or whatever, but for somebody to say that you can't run a shop well, or you can't do your job well, and you feel as though somebody else can do it a little bit better, I would not take that out on them, because they're being honest. And in life, we cannot go around having people that's going to just kiss our asses and tell us what we want to hear. They need to tell us what we need to hear, okay? Because you don't get any further when you get a lot of yes people around you. You should have took that information. Okay, people thinking that, my management style is a little bit funny. I can build on this and that. You could have did that and used that as a moment to pull everybody together and to talk about what's going on and try to explain why do they feel this way. And then come up with a plan to try to do better, okay? Take those, little critiques, because it wasn't a negative, it was a critique. You take those critique and you look at it and you adjust and see what you can do to do it better, okay? So that you can improve. That's what happens when you're at work. Any type of job that you do, okay? When you're in type of management or whatever, you get suggestions from your employees or whatever, and you have your reviews and all this stuff when you're an employee, and they tell you what you need to work on. It's not trying to come at you in a negative way. It's trying to tell you what you need to improve on. And you took that shit, he took that shit to so fucking hard, as if everybody was trying to turn against him and be Team Lemire, Team Lemire, Team Lemire, and just want him and all this shit. And that ain't even what it was. You just need to work on your management style, because you do. You do. And most likely, the reason why they said Lemire, because Lemire has a successful business already that's thriving. Okay, his business with the Happy Ice is going from a truck to multiple trucks. It went from Philly, it's out here in LA, it's going from, like I said, multiple trucks to now being in the stadiums or whatever. Like, he's opening up shit. So obviously he knows what he's doing business wise. Okay, and I would have said the same thing, you know. And so you took that upon yourself to get pissed off. And so now we get this season where the season is just so unenjoyable. It's not enjoyable at all. It is not. You are being like, when we are in business and you trying to bring a project, it's one thing to have passion about your whatever it is that you're trying to bring out. Okay, you have to have that passion, because that passion is going to let you see it through. You know, that passion is going to get you up in the morning and want you to succeed. Okay, but you cannot have so much goddamn emotion in business. Okay, you cannot do that. You cannot run a business purely off of emotions, and that is exactly what he's doing. He's all up in his feelings, him and KP and Tim, okay? And at this point, he's directing all of his energy towards Lemire, being pissed off at him, you know, because of whatever. And it's like, why? It's a competition between him and Lemire, and it don't need to be. And mostly it's because KP is making it. I said, damn, KP, you was not like this in season 1. Is this the real you? Like, he turned so fucking sour. So fucking sour. And it's just like very hard to fucking watch. And the only reason why I'm watching it is because I'm Cat's supposed to be on this. And you should feel some way that most of us is watching it because Cat is supposed to come on. A OG from the original, you know, Black Ink Crew Chicago. That's what I'm watching, because I saw that she was supposed to be on here. When she coming on? That's what I wanted to see. I don't want to see all this shit, because other than that, I would have been stopped watching this. Because each and every episode, it disgusts me even more. Because Tim don't know how to talk to women. KP don't know how to keep employees. KP, let me tell you something. Everybody is not your family. Quit calling people your family. Quit expecting people to give you unblind loyalty, okay? And these are grown people. You literally got upset. This man got upset because the girls or whatever went to one of the other girls that don't work their function. Okay, they're still cool with everybody else. Oh, you fucking with the ops. You with the ops, and you can't do this, and I can't trust you. I'm sitting here like, what? So because you got a beef with Lemire, that means that they gotta have a beef with him. Just because you don't fuck with him, they can't fuck with him and work with you. That's some bitch shit. Okay, that's some childish shit. That goes to show me that you're not mature. You can have all the family that you have. You can have the kids. You can have the business. But that don't mean that you are mature, and you are not acting mature at all. Because what they're doing, they're not bringing you drama. You're the one that's bringing the fucking drama. And you're going to be the downfall of your own situation, okay? By the end of this show, like, you should be embarrassed sitting back watching this shit back. Because if I was your family, I would be totally embarrassed that my father, that my husband or my boyfriend or you know, my son or whoever the fuck my friend is acting this way. Because that means, damn, I gotta watch things that I say and do, because this motherfucker might switch up on my ass and, you know, just throw me to the curb too. Okay? Like, I just don't understand it. You so fucking emotional. You so fucking emotional. Why? It's enough shit out here for everybody to get a piece of the pie. But yet, you up here just focusing on Lemire. Lemire is on your mind 24/7. Because you trying to outdo him. For what? Then you get in your feelings a little bit because he opening up a shop. Oh, he better take that shit up in South Philly. Why? He can open it up in LA. He can open it up in California. You keep on saying you doing this and you putting on for Compton, and you Compton. You're not Compton. You're from Compton, okay? You're a part of Compton, all right? You don't own Compton, okay? So that's what you need to understand. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about you. And you ain't the best. It's people out here that's better. And that's why they're out here thriving. And they're not going through all of this shit and putting their business on Front Street so that it can stir business away. It can be a double-edged sword. This drama can bring business to you, and it also can take it away from you. Okay, and I just don't understand how come they can't see this shit. And then Tim did that whole fucking episode last week, going to talk to his his grandma or his aunties or whatever, talking about, the women say that he don't know how to respect them or whatever, because you don't. This whole season has been full with fucking misogyny and sexism. And it's disgusting. On this last episode that just went off tonight, I literally just got through watching it, and that's what prompted me to say this, because Voodoo and them left because he's such a bitch. And I don't even like calling men bitches like that, but that is how y'all acting. This is not, it's not a good look. It's not a good look, okay? You think you a boss, but the moves that you are making are not boss-like, okay? You talking to women any type of way. You talking to not just women, but your own employees any type of way. And it's the fact that you keep the employees dropping like flies, and you're being petty. Oh, they didn't text me this, and nobody checked up on me when the pandemic happened and we had to close down. Nobody did this. Bitch, it works both ways. You could have checked in. And did you expect them to just sit idly by and not do anything? They had to make money themselves as well, right? The shop wasn't open, so what do we need to communicate for right now? I need to make my money. Okay, I gotta pay my rent, I gotta pay my bills. You not gonna provide for that right now because you don't have a shop that's open. So let them people do what they gotta do. You worry about your family, and then we come back together. You made a fucking big deal out of this shit. This whole thing about loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. I understand loyalty, but this is, we're employees, okay? At this point in time, we are employees. I ain't got to be loyal to you. I'm there for the check, okay? I'm there for the fucking check. I'm not there to be your friend. I'm not there to be your bestie. I'm not there to kiss your ass. I'm there for the fucking check to get my bills paid. That's what I'm there for. And because I love to tattoo or whatever. That's what people probably thinking, bitch. Okay, I'm just sitting here like, why are you acting like this? It's just so disgusting. And then when Voodoo and them left, because of the way that he was talking about them last week, and then when she came over there to try to correct the situation, when she thought that she thought he was talking about, she thought she was saying that she was going to be working at this other shop and not Lemir's shop. So she went on ahead and tried to correct it and clear it up with KP. And he was like, see, you always be on that dumb ditzy shit, being dumb and ditzy. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck was that? That girl did not give him any of that type of energy. And you came out of your mouth and you disrespected the hell out of her. And then you acted like I don't have to deal with it because she don't work for me no more. But you didn't have to say that. And she didn't even have to come over there and give you that type of respect. That goes to show that she actually still kind of respect you a little bit, because she wanted to clear the situation up. Because she wanted to make sure that there was no hard feelings. Because a bitch like me, if you would have said some shit like that, I would have fucked your ass up. I would have tried my hardest. I would have sat on that big ass head that you got. Okay? Little body, big ass head. I would have fucked your ass up. Okay? And Tim, I would have fucked you up too. And I would have got the homies. Because what you're not going to do is you're not going to disrespect me. You do that too fucking much. And you wonder why these women don't want to fucking work with you, because you're so damn disrespectful. And I just don't understand, if you are still in a relationship, how the fuck you in a relationship and how do you do in that relationship? Because I can never be with somebody who's going to be this disrespectful to other people and see how they roll. Because I'm going to be like, you're probably doing that in your relationship. You're not a fucking role model when you do shit like that. What example are you showing? You got a teenage son. What example are you showing him? How to be a bitch? Because that's what you're doing. How to be disrespectful to people? How to lose people? Because that's what you're doing. And then when Barbie went over there to talk to that Armani bitch, first of all, you knew here on the show, you may have known them forever or whatever, but the way that bitch came at Barbie, Armani, I would have fucked your ass up too. No lie. I'm sorry to, get so, but that really calling her all type of bitches and, you this and that and just going off on her for what? Just because she said, could you talk to KP about making Voodoo cry? You made that girl cry. And knowing her history, and that's the problem. He knows her history. He knows her weak spot, and you gonna call that girl dissy and dumb, and you know the shit that she been through, and you know that certain things that you say and do can be a fucking trigger for her, and you know she a little bit sensitive because of that, because she's still dealing with that and trying to come through that, and then you gonna call her out, and it was almost like you were bullying her a little bit. You was talking down to her. the same way that her stepfather did to her. And you don't see the errors in your ways, and then Armani, bitch, if you ain't want to get involved, all you have to do was say, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Um, and I'm gonna walk away. But no, you went on the attack mode as if you was gonna fight Barbie because Barbie did what? Barbie ain't do shit to you, bitch. Or this loyalty, you gonna go over there with the ops and all this shit. What the fuck Lemire do to you? And I'm telling you this and I'm telling you this now, bitch. If you ever come into my motherfucking life, and I'm saying this in general, you come into my life, bitch, you're not gonna dictate who the fuck I talk to. You're not gonna dictate who the fuck I work with. Because if you got an issue with somebody and I ain't got an issue with them, bitch, that's your problem. Until they make it to a point where they get wildly disrespectful and they pull my ass in it, and I can understand, I can see what the fuck the problem is, and it gets too much out of control, then yeah, I step up and say some shit. But if it's strictly between y'all two, bitch, don't expect me to take sides. I'ma be neutral as fuck. And some of y'all don't know how to fucking be neutral. And that's the issue. Okay? And again, these are grown ass people. We ain't in fucking high school. We ain't gotta choose no damn side. I ain't taking on another nigga beef. I ain't taking on another bitch beef. That ain't got shit to do with me. The fuck is going on? We gotta fucking grow up. I'm sitting here like, y'all really putting all this shit on TV like this? Y'all doing this? Like, y'all don't see how negative this is coming off? Like, and I go through the hashtag, and everybody is saying the same thing. They tired of the bullshit that y'all bitches, y'all acting like pussies and everything. And y'all know I don't even like talking about people like that. But that shit disturbed me. It was like, I'll be watching it each week and I'll be thinking, okay, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. The way Tim was talking about Star, I'm like, that's disgusting. Okay. It's just like, KP is jealous of Lemire. Lemire didn't even say shit to him. You know, and Tim, you don't have a reason to be pissed off at Lemire. You're only doing it because KP got an issue with him. You're a fucking lapdog, and I hope you realize that. Come to know that sooner or later, okay? The way that you going so hard for fucking I am and for KP, I hope you got something that's in your name that you own. And not just him. I hope your name is on this shit too. The way you going so hard, because I ain't going hard for a motherfucker doing all this shit for a nigga and I don't own a piece of it. Hell no. I ain't got time for that shit. Look what happened to Ryan and Van. That motherfucker had to leave, okay, because of the bullshit. And he needed to leave. Because Ryan is a prima donna, okay? You know, that shit just ain't gonna last. But y'all destroying y'all own brand. Before y'all can even get the brand up, y'all destroying y'all own brand. I'm just putting that out there. This TV show right about now, it's not a good look. And it's not gonna help y'all business. And if it is, I'd be fucking surprised. Okay? But if you've been watching, you guys tell me how y'all felt about it, how y'all been. Do you understand where I'm coming from? You know, have you been feeling the same way, or what's your other thoughts on it? You know, put the tea down there in the comments. Okay, let's discuss. Y'all been asking for it. I gave it to y'all. I'll see y'all later. Peace.